Welcome, ladies, degenerates, and gentlemen, back to the DeGents pod. I'm your host, D Fuski, off a quick week and a half, 2 week hiatus for the holiday season.
Mhm.
I'm here with my boy Big Rich. How we doing, brother?
Doing good today, Fuski. Happy to be back. Like you said, it was a little bit of a hiatus between some laptop troubles. I'm on a MacBook Pro tonight, and then we had our obviously the holidays and stuff, which were good. But we got some playoff football kicking off this weekend, college football semis, a couple ahead. The head coaching carousel already starting in the NFL. So lots to talk about. So let's get into it.
Yeah, that's right. We had within the last couple weeks, I mean, the Bears and a couple other teams obviously have already fired their coaches. But within the last week and a half or so, we had Antonio Pierce a couple days ago, Gerard Mayo right after the last game of the season,
Yep.
and Doug Peterson as well. So those are the most recent three,
Hmm.
and probably three out of the four, other than the Bears, most desirable jobs, I would say. Um, we had Black Monday, as they call it, a couple days ago, where
Hmm.
a lot of interviews started to go down. It's leaning, from what I've heard, it's leaning toward the Patriots getting Vrabel or Ben Johnson from the Lions. But again, this is all just media looking for things to talk about as we get into the playoffs here. What do you think? I mean, we've been talking about Mayo all season about how he doesn't really do much, and I believe I'm on record a couple times saying that I wanted him to be fired, but I didn't think they would do it, and they did.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, ultimately, I think it was the right decision. Um, you know, Mayo is one of the best linebackers in Patriots recent history. Loved him as a player. I think he was Super Bowl champion, right? Was he on the team in 2013?
I believe so, yeah.
Super Bowl champion. It's like probably gonna be in the Patriots Hall of Fame as a player, right? Um, bring him as a head coach and just right from the get go, like I didn't really feel comfortable with it. I feel like they didn't give an opportunity to like search around for the right guy. And I didn't like how the job was promised to him. And like throughout the year, like day in and week in and week out, like through the media and this fumbling stuff, having to backtrack on things he said, it just seemed like he wasn't ready for it. And it's not fair to him. I think he got completely hosed. I do feel bad for him, but he was just way over his head. But I mean, it was the right decision. Needed to move on. We need some fresh blood, and especially with Drake May, you got your quarterback. It's time to roll. So I like the decision. Where do you think they should go here? Who, if you had your pick of the litter, where would you go?
I want Vrabel.
Yeah,
There's no question in my mind.
yeah,
I think Ben Johnson's going to be really good, but I want Vrabel. I want
yeah.
a guy that's going to be a leader of men, knows what he's doing. I mean, he took a shit Titans team to the playoffs. I don't personally, when they fired him, I was very surprised. I don't think they should have ever fired him, but the Titans are a mom and pop shop in a big boys league. You know what I mean? So that
Yeah,
doesn't surprise me from ownership, but yeah, I want Vrabel. No
yeah,
question in my mind.
yeah. I definitely lean I definitely lean Vrabel. Um, I also just want someone who's been a head coach and knows what it takes to be a head coach, knows what it
Yeah.
takes to win those division games, knows what it takes to win the division. And he did it. I know he had Derrick Henry, but he did it with Ryan fucking Tannehill. So
Hmm.
imagine Drake May in year 3 and 4 with Vrabel at the helm after building up the roster a little bit. So I definitely like Vrabel. I know Ben Johnson would be a great pick too. I just want someone who's been a head coach already. I don't want to go through the whole rookie head coach thing again. And definitely some solid candidates out there other than those two. Liam Cohen, um, offensive coordinator for the Bucks, and stuff like that. So, but Vrabel would be my guy.
Yeah, I agree. And news will come out. obviously the Pats lost the number one pick by beating the Bills in Week 18, which the Titans now have the number one pick. We fall to 4. I'm not extremely upset with it. I mean, Joe Milton looked good. I think that's good for us in the long run. I know losing the number one pick is a big deal, but we were probably going to trade it away anyways. It would have been cool to have the number one pick because I never have experienced that, and I
Yeah.
don't I don't know off the top of my head if the Pats have ever had the number one pick, but it is
Bledsoe.
what it is. I mean,
I think Bledsoe was a number one pick.
was he number one?
I think he
Yeah.
was. You could check my
So
fact. You could check my my knowledge there, but
no, you might be right. It's
I'm
been a while at least,
fairly
but
certain early 90s, like 93, 94, something like that.
I had a feeling we're going to trade it away either way. So it is what it is. We're still top 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, and now we're on to the playoffs.
Yeah. It's one of those things where just let me just harp on that number one pick thing real quick. Like yeah, you lose out on the number one pick, and everyone is saying, "Oh, that you could have see what they've other teams have gotten for trading away the number one pick in recent years, like a whole bunch of draft capital and all that." But those teams that would potentially trade up to you, they would be like, "Well, the Patriots aren't going to pick a quarterback here," you know. So it's like, or do we really want to give up all that for them taking our guy? Because they wouldn't take a quarterback. There's no reason for them to take a quarterback in those top picks. So I'm
Yep.
not too upset. I don't think the offers would have been as lucrative as the ones in years past, especially with this QB class coming in. I don't really see anyone at the top that's going to be a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels right away, you know? So that, and like, they're still going to get their guy, offensive tackle. I think they're going to go that route, and then try to draft a receiver second round, and then get receivers in free agency and stuff. So I'm not too upset about that at the end of the day.
No, not me either. But anyways, there'll be plenty of off-season news about coaching hires and draft order and draft picks. But we're on to Super Wildcard weekend
Yeah.
in the NFL, and of course the college football playoff semi-final. So far, college football, uh, other than Texas, Arizona State, has been pretty much one-sided in every
Yep.
game.
Mm-hmm.
That Texas Arizona State game was obviously very close, goes into OT. I know you were
Wild.
probably shaking in your boots there.
Absolutely wild.
Um, but yeah, let's do that first because there's obviously only 2 games. We've got 4 teams left.
Yep.
Winners move on to the college football playoff final, the first 12-team final.
Yep.
And we will start with tomorrow night. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow night is ND and Penn State. ND is favored by 1.5. They're playing at Hard Rock in Miami. Total set at 44.5. What are you feeling here? I am kind of up in the air on both games, so I'll let you take this one to start.
I don't want to say I'm up in the air. I haven't placed a wager yet. I lean Penn State in this one. Although Notre Dame has been, I mean, other than that one slip up earlier in the year, they've been dominant this year, right? And last week they showed it too. They beat up on Georgia pretty good, physically at the line of scrimmage in the trenches. But Penn State is one of those teams that is very similar to them in that way, and I think they're just one step above. And I lean that way just because they're plus 1.5. I imagine this line would be flipped. I figured Penn State would be favored, but that's where I lean this one. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement. My edge for Penn State, I think obviously both teams are very good defensively,
Mm-hmm.
and they've proven that. My edge for Penn State would be the quarterback.
Yeah.
I know Riley Leonard is very good with his legs, but with 2 good defenses going head to head, in a most likely low scoring game. There's gonna have to be throws made.
Yep.
And I trust Drew Aller's arm a little bit more than I do Riley Leonard. So I
Yeah.
would agree with you there on the Penn State side. Although the only thing that has, I mean, I've been fading Notre Dame throughout the playoff and towards the end of the season,
Yep.
pretty much all the time. But I do the same with Penn State when they play Big Ten games.
Yep.
So this is like two teams that I fade all the time. So it's hard for me to pick.
Yeah.
But looking at it objectively, I just think that Drew Aller is a better quarterback than Riley Leonard in all facets of the game. I know Riley Leonard is good with his legs, but you're going to have to throw the ball in key third down situations and make a couple big throws.
Yeah.
And I think I trust Drew Aller more, but James Franklin scares me all the time in big games. He has won two playoff games, but you played SMU and you played
Boise State.
in Boise State. So do you really call that a big game in the grand scheme of college football? Probably not.
No.
So now you're against the big bad Irish,
Yeah.
who have also struggled in big games. So that's the only reason I'm holding back here. But I think I'm probably going to play Penn State plus the points. The money line is minus 102 and then
Yeah.
minus 118 for Notre Dame. So definitely leaning toward the Nittany Lions tomorrow night. And I'll actually there's only two games left or three games left in college football. So I'll take Penn State and put it in as an official play. Got to do it. I've been playing all the bowl games. I played every CFP game except for the episode that we missed. I might as well throw it
Yeah.
right in and close the season out. Try to get back to 500.
I am with it. I'll ride you there. Penn State money line. We doing it?
Yeah, I'll go with the money line. You can get a point and a half if you're just feeling a little sketchy about it, but
All
I'll
right.
I'll take the money line at basically 1-1.
Yeah, I'm putting that in right now as well.
And now I'm gonna let you lead on this one again because obviously you got Texas, your boys
Yep.
in AT&T Stadium, so they're kind of like a home game. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Ohio State fans in Dallas because it's one of the biggest programs in the nation. But you got Ohio State -6 in AT&T Stadium against Texas Longhorns with a total set at 53.5. So, all you, my friend, how you feeling about your Longhorns?
All right. So the biggest thing is we're here, right? We're in the semifinals. We got there. Um, I'm not like it's tough because at times in those games they look like the best team in the country. You know, like on the defensive side of the ball, especially the defense is rocking, and then they'll have this third quarter lapse of giving up 3 touchdowns and bad penalties and stuff like that. And this Ohio State team is unbelievable right now. I mean, they lost to Michigan late in the season, but they took care of business against Oregon. It was never close. Jeremiah Smith is a dog. Um, Will Howard played really good last week. This Ohio State team has something to prove, and I'm a little nervous. I won't lie. I will not lie to you. But with that being said, I'll be on the horns plus the 6 points. It's just too many points for two top teams in the country, I believe. 6 points is near a touchdown. That's too many points, in my opinion.
Yes, I would agree with you as well. It is a lot of points. Um, oh, man, this is
It's
tough. This is
it's
tough for
tough.
me.
It's like what version of Quinn Ewers are we gonna get? You know, like
Yeah,
are we gonna we're gonna get
Texas
those bad interceptions? Like you cannot afford those bad interceptions against this Ohio State team. You know,
Texas has yet to put together 4 quarters of good football this entire season.
yeah,
And that makes me nervous because I think Ohio State is probably the best defense in college football.
Yeah.
I mean, other than, I mean, we just talked about Penn State, Notre Dame. Those are probably the next two.
Yeah.
And the talent on Ohio State is just, I mean, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
I think you saw their weaknesses when they got away from giving the ball to Jeremiah Smith against
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
They wanted to prove that they were a tough team and they tried to run the ball too much. I mean, they ran it on first and second down and sometimes even third down, trying to win in the trenches. I think they have kind of realized, hey, we don't have to be the big bad tough guys in the trenches. Like we have a absolute one in a lifetime stud on the outside that if we give him the ball, nobody's stopping him.
Yeah.
But like you said, 6 points is a lot to lay.
Hmm.
Um,
It is. It
fuck, I
is.
don't.
I know I was going back and forth on it, but like this isn't really. I don't want to say it's like a homer play, like 6 points taking my team type of thing.
Yeah,
Like it kind of is, but if you just think about it, it's just too many points. Ohio State's really good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just a little bit of an overreaction to the ass whooping they put on Oregon last week. And I think Arizona State is a much better team than people think too. Um, so
all right.
you know,
Because I really don't want to fade you and I can't talk myself out of Ohio State, I'm going to take the under.
okay,
Texas offense in the red zone is like, I think they're like 105th or something like that.
yeah,
And Ohio State's defense is really good. Texas defense is good as well. So I don't think they're going to get whomped like Oregon did.
no.
But
And
I will take
that's the thing too is Oregon gave up 40 points to
yeah, they scored
um,
40, right?
yeah, but they gave up 40 points to Boise State too. So like Oregon can score the best of them. They didn't last week because Ohio State's defense is legit, but their defense is just not that great. So
Yeah.
I think Ohio State will struggle against a better defense, especially up front. Especially up front. Texas has some dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremiah Smith is going to get his, but um, I imagine Barron will be lined up on him. The winner of what's the best offensive back award in college? What's that award called? I
Mm,
can't think of it off the top of my head, but he won it. So um, I think Smith will have his hands full with Barron. He'll get his. He's that type of talent, that elite level talent. But hopefully Barron can slow him down enough.
yeah, I'm going to go with the under. Like I said, I don't want to fade you here because you're one game away.
Yeah.
Uh, but if I were to take a side, it would be Ohio State.
Yeah. It's tough to
Just
go against them.
just because of the way they've been playing after the loss to Michigan, I feel like they kind of have fire under their ass. But I'll take the under 53 and a half. I think this is going to be a really good game. Um, so yeah, I think 53 and a half is a little too high for me. So I think that's where I'm going to play it. Got to play them both, but I can't pick a side. I've been flopping back and forth all week. But yeah, that's the semi-final. Crazy that we're here already.
Wild. Where is the championship game? Like where is it being played? Do you know? I
The
can't think of
championship game, I believe, is at Mercedes-Benz
in
Dome in
Atlanta.
Atlanta, I
Really?
believe. Yep. Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta.
Cool. I feel like it's there every year.
Yeah, it definitely was last year. Um, all right, that's college. Let's go to Super Wildcard weekend in the NFL. The bracket is set, and we start on Saturday afternoon, where the Texans find themselves every single year since like 2015 at
Crazy.
three
I never realized it, but that's crazy.
at 4:30. It's every every single year. They are at home hosting the Chargers. They're getting 2.5 points in a total set at 42.5. This game and one other game is the only two that I was undecided on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take the Texans so bad,
Me too.
but they have shown me absolutely nothing
I
uh,
know. It's
lately and really all season. So it's tough for me. I also noticed that is McConkey hurt?
I don't think so. He played over the weekend. I do not think he's hurt.
Yeah, he must have just been resting from the site that I saw.
I mean, he
But
he had he had 5 catches, 95 yards. I mean, that is big news if McConkey is injured. I don't think he was. I wasn't watching the game a whole lot, to be honest with you. But I know that he did put up some numbers.
in
Um,
week 18,
yeah, 5 catches,
okay,
95
yeah,
yards.
then he's fine. He's
Yeah,
fine. This is from January 2nd, so this is not updated. All
yeah.
right.
So I think
Yeah,
McConkey should be good. But no, I hear you. Like I want to take the Texans so bad. So it was Christmas Day they played, and then this past weekend they played. That was the only other game since then, right?
hmm
So, ugh,
yeah, they got smoked on
I
Christmas.
got that was it was like I was watching the game with Ryan, the older bro, back when we were back home, just on the couch. We're like, this is the worst football game I think we've ever watched. It
Oops,
was,
sorry.
dude, it was awful. This Texans team, like, this is a playoff team. Like, this is a playoff team. They looked like the New England Patriots, and it was like
It's
I
bad.
can't I can't bet on this team, and like I want to take them plus the 3 at home, but I can't. I will not do it. Cannot do it.
Yeah,
I mean, I just feel like it's just a stupid bet. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover and win, but um,
at home too is the
at
other
home, yeah,
reason why. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay off this one.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I wrote down the under 42 and a half. Um, I kind of lean that way. The Chargers offense has been absolutely rolling as of late, though. So
hmm
that is what kind of worries me about it. I'm just kind of thinking playoff game. I mean, Chargers defense is good. Texans offense has been struggling. Texans defense is pretty solid as well. So I just don't know. Will Anderson getting to the quarterback a little bit. Stingley
Will
on.
Anderson's not playing.
No,
No, he's been out all year.
there's no
I'm
way.
taking the Chargers minus 2.5.
Yeah, you're going with it,
Yep.
dude. I swear.
I don't think Will Anderson's been playing.
No, he played on Christmas. He had
Oh, is he back?
yeah, he was out at the end of October, and then he played at the end of November. So he was out for a couple weeks. But you just had me tripping.
Bugging.
You just had me tripping, dude. He didn't play in week 18. So he might be he might be hurt.
I don't.
Um,
No,
but
I might be thinking of somebody else.
he had half a sack, 3 tackles against the Ravens on Christmas. I was like, I'd be like, you're saying that. I'm like, dude, I swear he played on
I got to be
Christmas.
thinking of somebody else.
I was like, dude, this dude definitely got a sack on Christmas. um, but you're going Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers minus 2.5.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's just the smart play right now. I think this Texas team is unbackable, even at home. I think they'll be more ready to play in a playoff game, hopefully, but that's the right play. I'll be thinking about the under throughout this show, and then if I don't officially play it on the show, I will tweet it if I do play it.
All right. Well, next up, Steelers, Ravens, 8 o'clock Saturday night. In Baltimore. Ravens are minus 9.5. Total set at 43.5. I'm gonna be on the Steelers plus 10.
Ooh.
Um, it's Tomlin as a dog. I know it's playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016. That's 8 years now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But 10 points is a lot of points to lay in division in the playoffs. They've looked like shit. They've lost 3 in a row. But I do have a stat for you to make you feel
Yeah.
a little bit better if you
Yeah.
do want to take the Steelers. Teams on a 3-game losing streak going into the playoffs are 3-1 against the spread.
Okay.
So
A small.
10 points is a lot of points, and I don't think they win this game. But I will take 10 points with the Steelers.
Okay.
Been
Fair
good to
enough.
me all year. I'm gonna stick with it, get you 10, and hopefully the trend holds true.
Um. So I just want to start out this off by saying that I will be on the Ravens minus the 9.5 on DK currently minus 112. So 3 weeks ago we had this matchup: Ravens at home hosting the Steelers. Ravens won by 17. I'm not going to overthink it. The Ravens are the better team. Steelers have not been playing well. I am going to rock with the Ravens.
Zay Flowers also questionable from this game. Hurt his knee against the Browns.
Correct. But
So
I'm not. I mean,
not that that's going to sway it crazy, but
yeah, I'm
just want to mention it.
not super. Obviously, Zay Flowers is Zay Flowers. He's a safety valve for Lamar Jackson in times of need. But Lamar Jackson's just too good. Mark Andrews has come along strong in the second half of the season. Isaiah Likely is always there too. Rashad Bateman's coming along here late in the season.
He's
Uh,
looked good lately, yeah.
I think things are clicking for this Ravens team right now. I think it's a good time for things to be clicking for them. But it's also Lamar Jackson in the playoffs too. What has he really proven in the playoffs so far in his career?
Not much yet. It's kind of
Not
a lot of
a
pressure.
not a whole lot. A lot of pressure for sure. But I'll be rocking it. What was I gonna say? I saw something the other day. It was like 28-year-old quarterbacks. It was like the Ravens
Oh
win the Super
yeah,
Bowl every
I,
12
I'll
years by a
I'll
quarterback
read
who's
it to you right
28
now. I
years
have it
old.
on my phone.
I saw that. I was like, I might just bet on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl at this point.
The Ravens win the Super Bowl every 12 years, which is twice, by the way. Uh, by
So
scoring 34 points with a 28-year-old quarterback. 2001 with Trent Dilfer, 28 years old, 34-7. 2013 with Joe Flacco, 28 years old, 34-31. 2025, Lamar Jackson, 28 years old, 34.
yeah, if they make it to the Super Bowl, I'm putting in a correct score bet 34 to something.
I already put a future on them to win the Super Bowl this morning, actually, as soon as I heard that stat. So
So you
I heard that stat. It could be a bit of a hedge bet on the Steelers, but I still think 10 points is a lot of points with the in division wild card
yeah, I
matchup.
think I think you're all right. I'm gonna put the Ravens. Did I put that in already? No.
I got them at plus 650 this morning to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, not 112. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I mean, we saw this game 3 weeks ago. I was at we're at Hot Shots actually.
That's right.
Yeah, and I actually bet on the Ravens, and I think I ended the curse.
Yeah, your Steelers curse from this season.
Knock on wood, because the curse can come back like that.
Well, it's one of us is going to win.
Yeah, one of us will win. That's for sure.
It is at 9.5 on DK right now. I'll be buying it to 10 if it doesn't go there by game time. But anyways, we go to Sunday. 3 games on Sunday starting at 1 o'clock in Buffalo. Broncos go to Orchard Park against the Bills. The Bills are laying 8.5 points, and the total is set at 46.5. Another big spread here, of course. I really, really think the Bills roll here, and I want to take them minus 8.5. What do you think?
I'm on the Buffalo Bills minus 8.5.
Okay,
Um,
that's all I wanted to hear.
yeah, I you know me, I'm not one to take favorites a whole lot in these spots. But wild card weekend, um, I don't know what the stat is, but playoff favorites of X amount of points or more are very well above, what I'm saying, wins versus losses in that ratio. Um, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna play the trend a little bit. Um, Ravens, Bills. There's also another stat of first year quarterbacks in their first playoff games. Um, like 17 and 37 against the spread or something like that. So Bo Nix going into Buffalo, maybe not the best situation for him. But the thing about the Bills that scares me and worries me is, yes, Josh Allen is an absolute freak this year, and he's looking like the best quarterback in the league. Um, but their defense in those games has also allowed 30 plus points as well. So say Josh Allen takes a bad hit or doesn't have his best day, right? That defense better hold on to something. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that doesn't worry me so much. I think the Bills will put up their points. I mean, obviously injuries happen, but I'm not
yeah,
really thinking so much about that. I'm thinking more on the other side, like you said, first game for Bo Nix.
yeah,
Uh, all it takes in Buffalo is one turnover, and all of a sudden the Bills can go up two scores, and this game is out of reach for the Broncos. I mean, that's what
yeah,
the Bills do. They fucking
yeah,
shove it down your throat as soon as you give them the chance. They've done
yeah,
it all year. I know they had the Rams game and the Lions game where they did give up a bunch of points, but those
yeah,
are two good teams. Not saying the Broncos are not. I've been betting on them a lot lately down the stretch here.
yeah.
But younger team, younger quarterback, obviously a little bit inexperienced. I think one mistake in Buffalo with the Bills Mafia could really
Mm-hmm.
just kind of kill any mojo that you were thinking of having or maybe had if they get off to a hot start and all of a sudden
Yeah.
this game is 25-7 or whatever 24-7, whatever it ends up being. So yeah, I wanted to hear it from you before I put it in, but I was definitely 99% on the Bills spread there. I think they roll. Um, Next game, mid-afternoon, 4:30, Packers at the Eagles. As of today, Jalen Hurts did practice, but he has to get a full night's sleep before he can clear concussion protocol tomorrow. I would assume that he's going to, but it also has been 2 weeks, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
With that being said, the current spread without Jalen Hurts without Jalen Hurts clearing the concussion protocol, the Eagles are favored by 4.5 at home, and the total set at 45.5. What are you thinking here?
We've been on them a lot this year. I'm not going to stop that train now. I think the Packers get their revenge from that um,
First
week,
game of the year
that week one game in Brazil.
in Brazil.
I think the Packers plus 4.5. I'm gonna I'm flirting with sprinkling maybe a half unit on the money line too. Um, plus 185, but as for right now, plus 4.5 is my play.
Yeah, I've been on them with you. We hit the win total for the Packers this year. I have a Super Bowl and NFC winner future on the Green Bay Packers. Um, with that being said, if Jalen Hurts plays this weekend, I will be on the Eagles spread.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay.
it's a bit of a hedge, but I also think that the Eagles are the most complete team, maybe in the NFL,
Yeah.
especially the way their defense has been playing down the stretch here. As much as I like the Packers and I want them to win this game, I'm not going to bet with my heart, and I already have money on them to advance. So I will be taking, you know what? I'll take it now at 4.5 because I think Jalen Hurts is going to play.
Okay.
Um, that may give me a point, but I'll take it at 4.5 here and take the Eagles. Um,
I don't. I think the line is taking into effect that Hurts is going to play. I think that's already configured into it.
you would think, but in Philly,
I think I don't know. They're just going to rely way too much on Saquon if Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee's playing quarterback. Um, and I mean, Green Bay's rush defense has been one of the better units in the NFL this year. And I know Saquon's gonna be fine, but um, I don't know. I think the 4.5 doesn't make sense for that. I just don't think the Eagles are 4.5 points better than the Packers, even with Hurts playing.
yeah, in Philly, uh, I don't know. It is a bit of a hedge play, but I also think the Eagles have been tremendous
They
as
have
of
been.
late.
They have been. They're good. They're a really good team. They're a really really good team. But I think the Packers are also pretty
Yeah,
solid.
like I said, I hope they win this game. I'll take an L on the record. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go with the Eagles now, just in case the line does move. That will be tomorrow morning. By the time you watch this, he should be cleared of concussion protocol or not.
Yeah.
Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, we should hear what's
Mhm.
going on with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I think he's
Um,
gonna play, but
you would hope. I mean, 2 weeks in it is kind of concerning,
yeah.
but you would think he would play. But yeah, so we are against each other there, against each other in the Ravens game, but together on the Bills.
Yep.
And we go to Sunday night in Tampa Bay. Commanders +3 at the Buccaneers, total set at 50.5. I struggled with this one. I like the Bucks. Um, I like the Commanders. I think it's actually going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to stick with the trend I've been taking the past like 4 or 5 weeks and just take the over because I can't decide on a side.
Yeah.
Um, the Commanders have been either getting blown out, not really blown out, but like it, they've been in every game. If they win, they're
Yeah.
like they win on some crazy last second, last minute, last couple minute type of play,
Yeah.
or they're just it might be a close ending score, but they're not really in the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I've been taking the over in every Bucks game for like 5 or 6 weeks. So I'm just going to take the over 50.5 and enjoy myself here. What do
Yes,
you think?
sir. Um, I don't really have a feel on the total. Um, seems high, but I think it should be high. I mean, I think these teams,
Hmm.
both these teams can score. The Buccaneers, man, I like this team a lot. I'm going Bucks -3 in this spot. Um, Jaden Daniels first playoff game, not really like a super tough environment to play in Tampa. I would say I don't really think that would be an issue for him, but I just think the pressure of a Sunday night standalone playoff game might be a little much for him. I think Baker and the boys are going to come ready to play. Um, the seeing how this team's kind of evolved throughout the season, the emergence of Bucky Irving, um, and then Mike Evans getting his 1,000 yard the other day. That was sick.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
That was
I
sick.
love the Bucks. I mean,
Yeah.
I love
Um,
Baker. I love Mike Evans. I love their two running backs.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to like about that team. I'm just nervous because the commies have had some late game magic all season long.
Yeah. No, they have. They have. They definitely have. Um, which worries me slightly, but I think I'm just going to take who I think is the better overall team at this very current moment at home. With that rookie quarterback trend as well, kind of
Yeah.
back in my thoughts here.
Yeah. All right. And last up, Monday night. We will not have a show before then. You could look on Twitter if we don't have them yet. We got Vikings at the Rams. Vikings -1.5 on the road. Total set at 47.5. All I have written down here is I'm nervous about Sam Darnold after last week's performance against the Lions, where they could have got the 1 seed with the win.
Yep.
The Lions are obviously very good, but Sam Darnold had one of his stinkers, which he's had this season before, and he has bounced back. He had one against the Jags, and I think another one, and then he comes back and throws like 3 or 4 touchdowns right after. So he's bounced back before, and he showed that he's not that guy, but he can be that guy from time to time.
Yep.
The veteran combo of McVay and Stafford with the Rams at home, I think it gives them a puncher's chance. I think they could win this game if Darnold does not play like his best self. So yeah, I don't have anything right now. I'm bouncing back and forth. I like the Vikings. I also like the Rams to root for, but
Yeah.
I can't decide here.
Yeah. Just from the start of the pod to now, the line has moved to 1.5 for the Vikings. It was at 1 when
It was that one earlier, yeah.
so I don't know. I feel like if you want to play the Vikings, I'd take them now. I feel like this line could get up to 2.5. But I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on it too because Darnold looked like dog shit the other day, like missing Jefferson wide open in the end zone a few times. But I don't know the way he's played this year. I wouldn't take too much stock into that. Like Brady had his off games too, few and far between. But the guy had an off day.
Yeah, no, Darnold's been good all year, but
He's
he's just had those stinkers mixed in, but he has bounced back.
yeah.
So,
So
but
I'm not super worried about it. At first thought, I was leaning the Rams, but I just think the Vikings are just a better team. But this is
yeah,
a
they're also in LA. We should mention there's some crazy wildfires going on right now. So
wild.
this could be, I don't know. I mean, obviously the Rams will have some motivation from that. Will they even play it in LA
Yeah,
or delay it or what's going on? I mean, they're getting really bad as of Wednesday night. Obviously, that's 5 days away. So hopefully everything is fine by then. But um,
yeah,
a lot of shit going on in Southern California right now. So that could be another reason for the Rams to have some motivation. But again, I'm not quite sure.
yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't think the stadium. I mean, it's too close to that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's close enough.
Yeah, well, I
So
would say it's more about the emergency services being all tied up where you
yeah,
don't have much staff left for the stadium.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everyone's busy with that shit. How are you going to provide safety mechanisms at SoFi if the fires are still being fought by 95% of the county's firefighters and police officers and shit. So
yeah.
hopefully everything is settled. Like I said, prayers up to SoCal. That shit has been scary. I've seen some videos this morning, but
Dude, yeah, it's very, very scary out there.
yeah.
Those wildfires, man. And like I saw something saying that um they're moving at like with when the winds are picking up and they're heavy, like the flames are moving like 2 to 3 football fields a minute.
Yeah, I saw like
Like,
65 mile an hour winds, which is fucking crazy.
yeah, it's just not good. Not
So,
good. And I mean, with that being said, we got the Genesis, whatever. What is I can't think of it. The golf tournament next month. That's being played
oh yeah,
at
yeah.
the Riviera Country Club, and
Riviera, yeah.
Riviera might be a thing of the past
Yeah.
here very shortly.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's wild out there.
it is like right there.
T's and P's to all you Southern Californians. I got
Yeah,
a couple
man.
friends out there, so it's scary, but
Yeah,
definitely not going to touch that game until Monday. But we
yeah,
talked about it,
yeah. We
and that's
touched
it.
on it.
That's Super Wild Card weekend and CFP semi-final. Yeah, man, we did it. We're back.
We're back.
We only got a few more weeks here left of football season, and we're gonna have to find something else to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll find something, right? That's what we are. We're DeGents, buddy.
Yeah, golf
We'll
season.
golf season.
Golf season's officially upon us in the PGA Tour. They got the first full field event this weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so enjoy it while you can. That
Pitcher,
is our
pitchers and catchers report, and then in six,
and some
7 weeks.
baseball.
You know,
Oh
so
yeah,
baseball's coming up too. We'll have some. We'll have some stuff.
and we still got the big game, Super Bowl.
Yep, college
So we're
hoops.
getting down
College
in
hoops.
college hoops, March Madness.
And we're not in the
Okay.
dog. We're not in the dog days yet, Fusky.
No, but it's right down the end of the tunnel.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. All right, D-Gents. Good shit. Good luck. Hit some bets. Follow the socials. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave some comments. Again, some feedback would be awesome. Thanks for watching. Good shit, Rich.
Shit, brother.
Peace.